Do you like the show and you want to make your own? Well, let me tell you about Anchor. It's free. They're creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And now you can even add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless for what you can create. Now, Anchor is going to distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And you can make money from your podcast. No minimum listenership needed. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930 present The Drive.
Welcome into the Friday, June 10th edition. Your drive begins now on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm your host, Paul Swann. You can join the program by calling 877-420-TALK. That's 877-420-8255. Our text line is open this hour, 304-396-TALK. That's 304-396-8255. Coming up this hour, we're going to hear from Spring Valley head baseball coach Austin Pratt. He won Mountain State Athletic Conference Co-Coach of the Year honors. So we're going to talk to him here in the next few minutes. Looking forward to that. As I mentioned, we'll get your phone calls in. We'll get your texts in as well. I got to clear up some texts from yesterday. As we were going off the air, I've got a text in, and it's basically a reaffirmation. It basically reaffirms what we already know. It was basically a statement. The texter wrote in, the Sun Belt is real. When we were talking about the Sun Belt yesterday, adding some sports, we're going to get beach volleyball. Well, the Sun Belt is. We're not at Marshall. I'm going to have to ask Christian Palmer, is beach volleyball, now that it's a sport in conference, are you going to sponsor that at Marshall? Probably no. What about women swimming and diving? Oh, that's a sport. That's a sport at Marshall. Yeah, okay, we'll get a yes there on that. Field hockey, though. I want a Marshall field hockey team. I do. I absolutely would be all for some Marshall field hockey. I don't know how Mr. Spears feels about that, but the next time we can get him on the program, we will ask him. But, yeah, those are some of the texts we get. And, again, you can be a part of it. It's 304-396-TALK. 304-396-8255. Last night, Rangers fell again in Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final. Tampa Bay won the game. Got an empty net goal toward the end, and it was not pretty. So the Rangers got to go on the road and try to win out. If not, it's going to be Tampa Bay, the defending Stanley Cup champions, taking on Colorado. Jared Bednar, the coach of the Colorado Avalanche, a former Huntington Blizzard player. So you know where I will be rooting for. You know where my, for rooting purposes only, vote will go be for Colorado if the Rangers can't pull this out. But we'll see what happens. It's been exciting hockey so far. It's gone down to the wire. I'll say this, though. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw the video. I retweeted this earlier. There was a fan yesterday. Now, there were some Tampa fans at the game at Madison Square Garden. And there were a lot of Ranger fans in Tampa as well. And you know how fans can be. For the most part, it's cool. Hey, great game, or, that's disappointing, but, thanks for showing up. I mean, maybe more so in college. I don't know how pro towns are. You would think pro towns would be just as welcoming. But the fan turned around and just decked the guy who was wearing a Tampa Bay jersey. That is not cool. That is absolutely not good behavior. Now, I get it. You get a little bit of that liquid courage in you. You get a little feeling good about yourself here. And you're feeling bad because, again, here's the problem sometimes. Your image of self-worth is determined solely on how well your sports team does. I mean, that's your image of self-worth. I mean, that's how you identify. You identify with your sports team. You wear your sports team colors. You You wear them proudly. You identify. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you identify with the golden age of Pittsburgh Steelers football. If you're a Patriots fan, you're feeling pretty good about the Patriots' run. If you're an NBA fan, you're feeling good about Boston right now. You're feeling real good. You're feeling really excited. You're like, yeah, I'm from Boston. We're going to be the NBA champs. Hey, I'm from Tampa Bay fans are, I think, more or less they're touristy type fans. I think they're more touristy fans. They're not diehards like New York Ranger fan apparently was. Just deck the guy. I get it. It was a tough loss yesterday. I'm a Rangers fan too. I'm not going to turn around and deck a guy because I don't like him. I mean, if he's running his mouth at me and he deserves, a little stern talking to, maybe I'll say something back, but I'm not going to turn around and deck a guy. I'm not going to do that. And I've been in some situations at Paul Brown Stadium where there have been a lot of people that, just needed to be silenced. And it was funny. It was a Seattle Seahawks game years ago. And this Seahawks fan came in from Washington, and he was just rolling, just running his mouth. That's Marcus Trufant, Washington State. It was annoying. And I had some Bengals fans look at me like, we're gonna jump this guy. And then I with somebody who was a Seahawks fan, and I'm like, my first thing out of my mouth was, look, this guy's cool. He's not with him. He's with me. He's cool. He's a friend of mine. We don't know who this guy is. This guy's cool. And then the person looked over and said, no, I'm gonna roll him too. I can't stand him either. So, we're gonna have some Seahawk on Seahawk cry. It was all in good fun. See, there wasn't an actual fight going to happen here. This guy just wouldn't shut up. The Bengals won, by the way. So yeah, he shut up eventually. So, I can't stand the name Marcus Trufant, and I hate Washington State because of that day. But you don't seriously have to get into it. I mean, I've been in some situations where there were fans just mouthing at each other, Steelers and Bengals fans just mouthing at each other, and they get into it, and I understand. But at the end of the day, are we really going to do this? Seriously, are we really going to do this? Are we going to get into a fight over a game, which we have no control over whatsoever? I mean, I didn't lose the game. I didn't get beat. I didn't miss that glove save. It wasn't me. I just like watching the team. I'm a fan. I like watching the team. I'm not going to get mad. I mean, they're trying. That's all I ask for. If the organization is trying and being, proactive and trying to be competitive, you can criticize, hey, you guys maybe need to do a better job, or, maybe you need to bring someone in here who can do a better job. But to the point we're going to fight a fan, don't do that. That's absolutely ridiculous to fight a fan. I don't care what they're saying. Don't fight a fan. And if they're getting too unruly, go find someone to take care of him. I don't mean physically. I mean, hey, officer, can you talk to this belligerent guy here who's maybe had a little too much to drink? But it's not a good look. It never is a good look. You just seriously, just turned around and decked him. I mean, I'm going to cheer too. I'm going to cheer if my team wins. But at the same time, I'm not looking to pick a fight with anybody whatsoever. So, no, not a good look. And I saw that. I'm like, come on, really? It's just a game, honestly. All we need to realize is it's a game. We're in the toy department again. That's the thing. We're in the toy department here of life right now. This is where we pick up the toys and play with. We're talking about a game. We're talking about the fun and leisure department here at your local superstore. That's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about life or death here. And I used to make fun of soccer fans because, the soccer rowdies would really get into it and just be stupid about it. I mean, like, your national pride is on the line. You know what? I want the United States to win every match and every event in the Olympics as well, but I'm not gonna punch the Finland, representation from like skeet. I don't know. I'm not gonna punch someone from China because they won the badminton. I'm not gonna punch a Canadian because they won the gold and U.S. won the silver. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not going to punch Christian Palmer here for wearing that Pittsburgh Pirates hat and jersey today. I wouldn't do that anyway because we carry the Pirates. They're coming up. They're coming up this weekend. We're going to have it. We got the NBA tonight, so no Pirates game tonight, but we will have the Pirates tomorrow. And if we got to go the rest of the way here at the NBA Finals, we'll have the Pirates take a day. So that's our schedule. As long as the NBA Final continues, that'll be our priority. So no Pirates game tonight, but we do have Game 4 of the Final, and it is set for a 9 o'clock tip. We go on the air at 8. We'll have that for you. Boston won Game 3 of the series and now leads 2-1. We'll see if Golden State can tie it up, or we're going to have a 3-1 lead here and have this series almost over. Whatever happens, we'll have it for you, again, right here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. I'm not going to punch you, Christian. I mean, if you had a Steelers jersey on, I would say strong words about you, but I'm not gonna punch you. I mean, at least you're color coordinated. Thank you for that. I appreciate the color coordination in your Pittsburgh gear. No, it's all in fun and games. Seriously, we take it too seriously sometimes. We take it a little overboard here. It's fun. It's sports. We're having a good time here. We're supposed to have a good time, right? I mean, if we want to criticize the team, that's one thing. If we want to do stupid things, I can't stand for that. Keep it fun. Keep it no crime here. Fair criticism is one thing. Fan-on-fan violence is not cool. Speaking of things that are cool, Spring Valley head coach Austin Pratt, he won co-coach of the year at the Mountain State Athletic Conference. He will be with us on the program here on the other side of the break. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We're continuing on with our Friday edition of The Drive here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. We turn our attention now to baseball. I want to welcome to the program now. He is the head coach of the Spring Valley baseball team and recently was awarded co-coach of the year at the Mountain State Athletic Conference. And Austin Pratt is with us on the program. Coach, thanks for doing it today. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on.
How excited are you for the future of Spring Valley baseball? I mean, to get coach of the year or even share the honor, it says a lot about you, but it says a lot also about the program you're running and the kids that are putting so much time and energy into the day-to-days, the everything that you ask of them. I'm sure anytime you win an award like this, you got to feel like the kids are the reason or a part of the reason.
Oh, definitely. They're the total reason. I mean, we had great talent this year, and they put in the work. That combination really helped us win games that we won this year that in the past that we've lost. We had several come from behind wins that, typically we don't ever have, and we had a lot of games that we out-hit teams, and generally at Spring Valley we struggled to do that.
What is about this group that really seems to make them special? I mean, Spring Valley, this is the second 21 season since the school opened up, and we're talking since 1998 here. So it's been a long time for opportunities like this. So what is making this group really special?
Actually, I think it was the third 21 season.
Okay.
Yeah. First year the school was open was the most wins. They won 23 games, and then my senior year in 2006 we won 21.
Okay.
And then this year was 22. I did some research in the Wayne County News Archives over Christmas break and try to get some history behind the program. The kids are always asking, records and that type of thing. So put a little time to look up that information, so I had some answers for some boys.
Yeah, well, that's a good stat to have. So third, I mean, still, third. That means that still means a lot to see what kind of progress these kids are making.
They have. I mean, we play in everybody knows our area is very tough for baseball when you have Huntington High, Cabell Midland, Hurricane. Us most years are pretty good, competitive also. I mean, we play in the conference, so it's tough to get 20 wins when you're playing that type of caliber teams. But this year's group, we had good pitching. All our entire staff was good, gave us chances to win, and really had some hitters show up that we I thought hitting would be a struggle this year, but really it turned out to be one of our strong points. Sammy Booth and Branson McLeod in the heart of our order really, gave us some power threats. And so each of them hit 6 home runs, and Sammy hit over 400. Branson was close to 400, and Grant Shoemaker in the 3-hole led the team in RBIs. So I mean, we produced in the heart of the order, which was needed, and when pitchers give us a chance to win, good things happen.
Sounds like you've got a real big fan in the background there.
I got both my boys, 2 of my boys with me. One son is on the way to the beach with my parents. We're meeting up with them tomorrow, but we're out to eat right now. I told them they had to keep the noise down, but the little guy doesn't listen too well.
I understand completely. No, it's outstanding. It's outstanding. I appreciate you giving me the time to do this today. Austin Pratt's with me, won Mountain State Athletic Conference Co-Coach of the Year. You had some really notable success this year. You beat the defending Class AAA state champion in Bridgeport. You have wins over George Washington. You've got playoff victories over Huntington High, Cabell Midland. I mean, those are really big wins that you can point to. How excited are the kids? I know they want to get right back at it, the ones that are coming back. I know you got to wait a while here, but I'm sure they're even more excited now for what next season holds.
Oh, definitely. We like I said earlier, we had some hardworking kids. Those guys, the returning players, they're hungry. They knew how close we were to getting out of the sectional this year, and we were in the driver's seat. And then, Cabell Midland came back and beat us twice, which they're, a great program, great team. And, we didn't play bad, but they played a little better than us. But, we have some hungry kids right now. Like I mentioned, Branson McLeod and Grant Stratton and Grant Shoemaker, Jameson Smith, all, back to kind of lead our guys. And they definitely round them up and get them in our new facility that we built, indoor facility. They've been hitting there with their dads and on their own. So it's good to see the energy and effort behind the program, and the guys are kind of buying into it.
And that brings up a great point there. How important are facilities for you right now? You can have all the willing kids in the world, but if you don't have the support for them, they're going to do their best, but it's always nice to have that support behind them to really give them everything they need to achieve everything they possibly can.
Definitely, yeah. We at spring, and that might be part of the reason why we haven't had 20-win seasons, because we never had a place to hit indoors like a lot of our competition. Now we were fortunate that our community got behind us and we raised enough money and kind of built it on our own. And joint effort between our coaches and some parents helped out, some local contractors and electricians helped us out to build this nice clubhouse, hitting area, pitching area. It's all turf. So I'm definitely eager to see the results of that, because we didn't have a chance to use it this year. We didn't finish it until the first week of the season this year.
Joining me on the program is Austin Pratt. He won the Co-Coach of the Year in the Mountain State Athletic Conference. He's with his family right now, spending a few minutes with us. I appreciate that. So do you see this as the springboard for maybe some continued success? Maybe more kids will come out seeing that there's really an effort, a push to do a lot more for baseball? Because if kids see that there's really maybe not that support, they're not necessarily going to be a part of the sport. I mean, you've got a lot of kids that maybe play 2 sports, 3 sports, but if they see the support there, and I'm sure with all the leaders you have on this team right now, your numbers might swell a little bit.
Baseball's generally always a popular sport at Spring Valley. Our area has three great feeder programs at Buffalo, CK, and Vinson that really do a good job teaching the sport. And but 2 of our middle schools have middle school teams, so we get quite a few kids try out every year coming into the high school. So numbers have never really been an issue, but definitely with the building, kids are going to take more pride in it, get behind it, and want to put more effort into the off season and hit. But we return. You said returning players. We return quite a bit from this year's team. We have all of our pitchers back, so everybody kind of knows that we should be pretty good again next year. And the boys are definitely bought into that purpose to get better.
How excited are you then and these kids to know that this might be the start of some really good years and maybe that run finally to the state championship?
Yeah, that would be awesome. That's always the ultimate goal every season you go into it. We had a great year, but baseball is tough to get to the state tournament. Just only taking one team out of sectional, one team out of regional, and then the 4 into the state tournament. A lot of sports take the 2 teams out of section, 2 team out of region, take the 8 to the state finals, which makes it a really big accomplishment if a baseball team could get to the Final Four, especially going through our area with Huntington, Midland, and you win the section, you get the joy of trying to take on Hurricane best 2 out of 3 in the regional play most years. So, it's a difficult road, but that's our focus. And, Power Park is always our goal towards the end of a season.
I know you want it to be your team, but with such a stranglehold on that state championship, were you kind of excited to see Hurricane win it just to show that, okay, it can open up a little bit? It's not just about 1 team or 2 team every year at the state championship. More teams can actually get a crack at this.
I mean, I think it would be great. I mean, I know if they were to take more teams, I know at our conference meeting when they started doing the games at Power Park for our conference tournament, and the MSAC said that was the most money they've ever made off of any type of tournament they've had with any sport. So it would make sense, in my opinion, to bring in more teams, get 8 communities coming in each class to get to Power Park and get people behind it. Everybody enjoys some baseball in late May and early June. I think it could definitely be a good thing. It opened up teams to get there.
Austin Pratt's with us. He is the co-coach of the year in the Mountain State Athletic Conference. One of the better seasons for Spring Valley, but we're hoping that this becomes the norm instead of something we circle and say, hey, this is a really great year, only 3rd time. Hopefully we're talking about next few years. This is going to be commonplace, and this stat won't mean anything because you do it every year.
That would be great. That would be great. That's definitely our goal. Like I said, tough road to get there, but we're going to try everything we can to get there.
Austin Pratt's my guest. Okay, I'm going to let you get back to your family. Before I let you go, though, anything you've got an open floor. Anything you'd like to add that maybe we missed or didn't touch on?
I would like to thank my assistant coaches. They put in as much time and effort as I do into the program, and I have 7 guys on staff: Jason Smith, Jared Stratton, Zane Moore, Ben Falk, Scott Shoemate, Tyler Michael, and Sam Colvin. They've been with me over the years, and we've done a lot of work around the field. Communities got behind us to build facilities and make our field a lot nicer and give the kids a better opportunity to win. And we're just thankful to have the support we've had, and I'm thankful to have the help of those guys throughout the entire year, not just the spring months, but we do a lot of stuff in the off season at the field with projects. Everybody driving by has seen that over the years, and I couldn't do it without them.
Coach, thanks for giving me a few minutes of your time. I know you're with your family, so I'll let you get back with them. Congratulations once again, and let's hope that we're talking about Spring Valley getting to the state championship here sooner than later.
For sure. Appreciate you having me.
That's Austin Pratt, head coach of the Spring Valley Timberwolves, winner of the Coach of the Year. He shares that with Rick Whitman of St. Albans in the Mountain State Athletic Conference. I appreciate his time hanging out with his family. That's always special when Coach will give me a few minutes of their time hanging out with the family. And you know what? We should have maybe asked the kids some questions. Maybe we'll book them for the show next time. What do you think of your dad? I would love to get those answers. More coming up. It's The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
This is The Drive with Paul Swann on ESPN 94.1 FM and AM 930.
We're taking your phone calls and your texts. The phone line is open this hour at 877-420-TALK, 877-420-8255. The text line is open as well, 304-396-TALK. That's 304-396-8255. As we alluded to earlier, the NBA Finals coming up tonight, Game 4. Tip-off set for 9 o'clock. Boston won Game 3 of the series and now leads 2-1. We will have that for you here on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. North-South games coming up tomorrow at noon. Going to be at South Charleston High School. looking forward to hopefully maybe if Brad Dingus, head coach of the Spring Valley Timberwolves, and Billy Seals, head coach of the Huntington Highlanders, maybe if they can win this thing, we'll get one or both of them back on the program. You got to win, though. That's the rule. You didn't know. Christian, our producer, he doesn't know the rule. This show was affectionately dubbed, he's not here anymore, so I can talk about this stuff. This show was one time referred to by Sports Information as the fun show. This was the fun show, and if you won a prize, you got to come on the fun show. So every time someone won a prize, they got to come on the fun show. Thus, that's why if you win a coaching award or you win a prize, you get to come on the fun show. We haven't done that as much. We're going to get back into doing some things we used to do, including more high school coverage as well. As you probably have noticed, we're going to try to get back into some of that as well because, there's some great kids out there, some great coaches in the tri-state region, and we want to make sure that we're giving them, their due love, their due respect. Plus, there's some interesting coaches out there to talk to. So it's kind of, I'm selfish about that in that regard. I just want to talk to some interesting people. Not to say you're not interesting, Christian. It's just I just want to talk to some interesting people. So high school, hopefully we can talk about Brad Dingus. I was getting some personal text about this North-South game yesterday, about how I picked the wrong team. I took the South instead of the North here. And I'm sitting here thinking, are you absolutely sure you are in your right mind? You think I'm going to say, hey, Brad, I don't think you're going to win. One, I don't think that Brad would appreciate that. Two, I don't think Billy would appreciate that. And three, I actually think with Brad and Billy coaching this team, I think they got a shot. They got as good a chance as anybody to win this thing. So I was getting some personal texts yesterday. I mean, you know how this show rolls. There are a lot of people who have my number that will comment during the program. And so that's why we set up the text line for you, so you can actually take that opportunity to jump on board and send that feedback, that commentary. Jump on the text line, and you can have your say as well. We open that up. You see, we don't wait till Friday and have a special time slot for you. No, you can vent every day. You can vent every single day. I mean, maybe it lessens the thrill of it. If we just held it to one day, no, you can do it every single day. So that's the number. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. I will say this. I got to mention this. If you're looking to travel with the herd, today was your day because the ticket office just let us all know, reminding us that away game tickets are now on sale. You can buy those now. So you can try to get a ticket to Notre Dame. You can go watch the Herd take on Bowling Green. You can watch the Herd face off against Troy, which will be the first Sun Belt game, and it's also on the road. And, of course, you got the Herd on the road against James Madison, and those are some really, really big games. And, of course, there's Old Dominion as well. There's Georgia Southern. There's some other, opportunities for you here. But, I mean, that's not a bad first year on the road. Home schedule's pretty solid, though. But now you can travel. So how many more Marshall games are you going to try to get to because of the way the Sun Belt is shaping up schedule-wise, yearly? What do you think, on average, is going to be the game amount you go to? I mean, are you going to go to maybe 1, 2? I mean, there's always that special game, maybe like the Notre Dame game. If you have the ability to go, that's a special game for you. If you are someone that travels with the Herd, or you're going to go to Bowling Green, or you're going to go to Troy, are you going to try to hit all the Sun Belt games? It was easier to travel in the MAC. Say what you will about the MAC, and you might realize it wasn't so bad in the MAC. At the end of the day, it wasn't so bad in the MAC, was it? No, it wasn't bad at all. you got to go to some really close games. You got to face off against teams that you like to get after. So you like getting after Ohio, right? Miami of Ohio, right? Toledo, yeah, you like getting after them? I thought so. Maybe Akron? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not Akron. Toledo, definitely. You like getting after them, in Miami and Ohio. Eastern Michigan, not so much. Western Michigan, yeah. Central Michigan, it was okay. It was all right. It wasn't the Michigan schools, maybe. Then they added Buffalo. No. Northern Illinois was okay, yeah, but still, you could travel to some of these games. You could travel. That's the thing. That's what I like about this. And this is definitely a step up as far as like-minded institutions. And I think Conference USA is just in a situation now where they're trying to put it together. I don't think they're going to be honest with you. It's not going to be that good. Good luck. Seriously, good luck, because we do know this. Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF are going to be paying $18 million to get out of the AAC early. And so $10 million exit fee, and then the $8 million penalty-ish. You call it a penalty. It's here, you want to leave early, well, this is what it costs you. And so that was down from $45 million. So they looked at what UConn paid. UConn paid $17 million to leave early. Now $18 million is the early fee. Marshall got a really good deal. And so Charlotte and the rest of the Conference USA teams that are leaving for the American, they are on their way July 1st, 2023. So FAU, North Texas, Rice, UAB, and UTSA will all join conference affiliation with the American July 1st, 2023. And it only cost Cincinnati $18 million to get $18 million. We'll get your phone calls and text in. Text line, let's do that. 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. This is The Drive on ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.
We're taking Paul Swann everywhere. Download or subscribe to The Drive with Paul Swann on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Paul Swann, your host here on The Drive, ESPN 94.1 and AM 930. It is Friday, so we're having some fun with you, and we're giving you an opportunity to be a part of the program. The text line is yours now at 304-396-TALK, 304-396-8255. And just a tip, try to get those early, because sometimes I get them in a little later after the fact. So if you've got something early, try to get those in as early as you can. And, of course, if texting isn't your thing, we've got the phone line for you at 877-420-TALK. That's 877-420-8255. And if calling's not your thing and you just want to shoot it out there and let everyone see what you're saying, you can find me on Twitter at Paul Swann. Again, that is at Paul Swann on Twitter. I like talking to you guys. I got some good people following, so I appreciate every one of you that takes a moment to hit the follow button or to send a message. And I do see all of them. And if I don't get back to you, message me again. Let me know. Ring my bell again. Let me know. If I don't see it, respond to it. If I don't respond to you and a like or something, I probably haven't seen it. So just ring my bell and let me know once again, or shoot me a text here. However you need to get a hold of me, I appreciate it. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for being a part of the show. If you do it on the podcast, don't forget you can hit the follow button, and that means you can get the show when it's ready and it's uploaded. It'll come down to your device. You can listen to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. But I don't know where those locations are, because I saw a survey that most people get their podcast on Apple or Spotify. So I'm there. I'm on Apple. I'm on Spotify. And I'm also on our app. I bet you didn't know that. If you haven't got our app yet, it's our streaming app. And you can go to our website, wrvc.com. You download the app. The link's right there. So you can download it for your Android. You can download it for your iPhone. And there is a tab in the app that you can pull up, and it has the podcast. So you can just pull it up right there. You don't have to go anywhere. You can just pull it up in the app. So if you don't want to commit, you don't want to hit follow, you don't want to commit, which I wish you would commit, but if you don't want to commit, and I get it, sometimes you have commitment issues. If you have commitment issues, but you want to be able to get it quickly, get the app, which is in a sense a commitment, but get the app, and then you can hit the podcast tab. You can listen to it that way. So great opportunity for you to help us with our digital numbers. I appreciate all of that, each and every play and like. I do appreciate every moment of it. As I mentioned earlier, we don't have Pirates baseball today. We've got the NBA coming up tonight. So the Pirates not today, but we'll have the Pirates for Saturday and Sunday. So we'll have the weekend games. So don't worry about that. We just got Game 4 coming up tonight of the NBA Final between the Boston Celtics and the Golden State Warriors. So we've got that for you tomorrow. We're going to have game number 6 of the Eastern Conference Final between the New York Rangers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. That is going to be on our sister station, Can't Sports, in 93.3 and 1340. I've got a feeling it's going to be Tampa Bay to finish this thing out, unfortunately for me. However, we'll find out. It's been an exciting series so far. I think I'm hoping that basketball ramps back up. I'd like to see Golden State even this thing. Just to get this thing to go to 6. I think if the series can go to 6, I'd be happy, at least, but maybe 7. I don't know, though. Boston wins tonight. It's pretty much a done deal, 3-1. I mean, it's not like LeBron's playing on the other team down 3-1. So I don't see a comeback. By the way, is this right? I saw this earlier. LeBron James said he wants to own an NBA team in Las Vegas. So he's got a talk show. It's called The Shop. I wonder if it's I don't know if it's as good as The Drive, but it's a talk show that LeBron has. And he says he wants to own an NBA team in Las Vegas. I mean, are we looking at maybe an expansion team? Are we looking at maybe taking a team from a previous location, moving? I mean, Las Vegas would be a prime location because right now they've got the NFL there and they have the NHL. You got the arena. So if you've got the arena, you can make some slight alterations if you need to accommodate basketball if that's not already set up for that. So you could have 3 of the 4 majors, and all you'd need is baseball at Las Vegas now. And I don't think you're going to see – there's no moving there. You're not getting an expansion team in baseball. I don't think that exists. I don't think there's going to be any single location that says, hey, let's pick up and go to Las Vegas. I don't even think the Cincinnati Reds would pick up and leave. I know that's always a threat. Like, hey, build us a new stadium or we're leaving. Well, win some games and then we'll take that threat seriously. Honestly, build us a new stadium, we're going to leave. Win some games and maybe we'll care. Always win some games and then we'll care. It's simple as that. Win some games and then we will care. All right. One other item to get into here is, of course, for all the little campers out there. All the little campers, you've got another one-day football camp for high schoolers, the little campers, the high schoolers. That is coming up, Thundering Herd, this Sunday. And there's a camp on the 12th, there's a camp on the 19th, and there's a camp on the 26th. You never know who's going to show up at camp. I mean, Chris Henry's son was in attendance and Adam Pac-Man Jones was there with him. So, I mean, that's a heck of a story there. Adam Pac-Man Jones and Chris Henry's son. I mean, that's a friend right there. I mean, just making sure that he takes good care of that kid. I mean, he's taking him and putting him in a position to be successful, and I hope that Chris Henry is smiling down on everybody right now because, honestly, would you have thought that? Chris Henry's son would show up and it would be Adam Pac-Man Jones that's taking like the charge on his life. I mean, you would have known that unless you really knew those guys, and so that's what's awesome about that. So that made me smile when I saw that he was here and he was that why he was here, the reason behind it, everything. So more camp coming up. I saw some photos from soccer camp. It looked like everyone was having a good time. And there's going to be another camp next month from July 18th and 22nd. And the prices are going to be $125 for the full week, $90 for the half week. And it's going to be at Hoops Family Field and the Shawnee Soccer Complex in Charleston. So Chris Grassi doing the work, spreading the word on Herd Soccer. I love that guy. I seriously love that guy. What's Michael Swann doing? What's head coach Swann doing? We got to find out, Christian. What's Coach Swann doing? I feel like we haven't talked to him in a little bit. So check in on him, see what he's doing here, and find out what's coming up for him. And, of course, did I mention this? Oklahoma won the NCAA softball title? I don't think I did. We got a little distracted at the top of the show here. So Oklahoma wins the NCAA softball title because that's just what that program does, win things. I wonder how good they really can be if they pick up a couple of Herd transfer portal players. How good can they be? You see where I'm going with this, right? Opportunity for a couple of former Herd standouts to maybe stand out some more with Oklahoma if Oklahoma makes the phone call. I get it. If your opportunity was to play softball, finish your softball career at Oklahoma, I'm just speculating, but that's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully, we did it right for you today. We'll come back on Monday, and we'll do it all over again. Don't forget, you can find me on Twitter. I would love to hear from you on Twitter, at Paul Swann. I would appreciate it. Let me know how we're doing and what's going on in your part of Herd World. Can I say Herd World, Herdum? We'll come up with our own word.
WRBC Huntington, W231BS Huntington, broadcasting from the Oscars Breakfast Burgers and Brew Studios. This is ESPN 94.1 and AM 930.